So, how much does it cost to buy a house? And most importantly, how much does it cost to close on a new property? I get asked this question all the time, and my team's done $1.6 billion in transactions over the past few years, so I've seen a lot of ranges how to structure your deal correctly to save you more money at the closing table and get the best deal possible at the same exact time, especially here in 2025 in Austin, Texas, or anywhere in the country. I'm going to show you exactly, step by step, what to expect when closing, because most people I've talked to, some think you need to have the whole house amount all in cash to buy a property. Some think you need half, some think you need a quarter. The list goes on. And you'll be surprised and shocked to know all the ways to maximize your return on buying a property and saving more money. And if you need any help in all 50 states and 25 countries, my name is Jordan Super. I'm the founder of Elite Edge and also the Elite Real Estate Group. We help people like you every single day either make or save an extra 5 to 6 figures in buying and selling houses anywhere in the country. And in this video alone, I'm going to show you exactly what to expect when you're doing a closing cost. So again, my team's done a lot of volume. I'm the top agents in all USA, and also host a TV show on HGTV, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, and more. So I've seen a lot of closings. Now, when you are making a property closing costs, there are a few main things that actually take into account for that. One is property appraisal, home inspections, processing fees, underwriting fees, lender fees, loan discounts, recording fees. There are fees on fees on fees when you're selling or buying a house. Now, on the buy side, property appraisal, normally $500. Home inspection, normally $300 to $500 for that one. Processing fees, not so much. A lot of these will actually take account based on the title company you use. So every title company is different. One I use is super affordable because they are more about volume versus high premium per transaction, being the largest one in the country. Now, that may change though based on what title company you're using in your state or in your city. Recording fees, title insurance, preparation fees, home warranty, all these add up. Typically, when you're closing on a property, for this alone for closing costs, outside of down payment, is around 1 to 3% of the home value. So for easy math, if the house is worth $1 million, you would pay around $10,000 to $30,000 extra in order to close on the property. Now, at the end of the video, I'm going to break down for you though some creative ways we have to get all this paid for based on how you do it. Now, more on closing costs, there's also the down payment amount as well, and of course also earnest money and option money, because they're all more parts of closing on a property. Now, option money is normally $100 to $1,000 when you're buying a property, and it's for the option to have 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, or longer to have full reign, more or less, of the property. You're doing inspections, how your team of contractors come by, and the list goes on. Now, that option money, whether it is $100, $500, $1,000, if you back out before the end of that, it stays with them. If you move forward, it still stays with them. Just so you know. The option money, you can lose. Now, the earnest money, that is protected and you won't lose that. So making an offer on a property is not that risky if you're unsure if the house is gonna be good after inspection or appraisals and so forth. Because if you back out during the option period, for example, the earnest money comes back to you. And that is almost always 1% of the home value. So again, if it's $1 million property, it's $10,000 you gotta give to them, along with option money within the first 72 hours of being under contract, executed, and officially. And this is a good faith earnest money. Now, if you move past all of the inspections and the appraisal, it all comes back correct based on the contract, that would go towards closing costs. So already, a lot of the closing costs are already covered with the earnest money. Now, down payment, this is the fun one. This is a large range. It could be as low as 0% down, because there are tons of grants out there, like a USDA loan, which is zero down if it's rural area, for land to bid on, also homes as well. You have a FHA loan, so if you're a first-time home buyer, it's only 3.5% down. Crazy, right? Now, typically, the max you can do for FHA is around $700,000 with a jumbo loan. Sometimes you can go higher, but typically $700,000 is kind of the maximum limit. But if it is a $700K home that you're buying with a 3.5% down, you're probably going to pay around $25,000 in down payment. Now again, coming soon, I'm going to break down for you how to cover some of your closing costs. Now, that is for your down payment with a FHA loan. Just know when you go that direction, you will pay more money per month because the loan amount is larger, just so you know. Now, our next option could be 5 to 10%, which is through conventional still, and it is a Fannie Mae, Fannie Mac kind of setup. You have both of those setups for either FHA and for conventional. With your conventional setup, though, just know that is probably the most advantageous way if you can, because that means your monthly payments are lower at 10 to 20%. That's the conventional loan. Now, those are the ranges. If you're buying commercial real estate, sometimes it's 25% or 30%. Some of them also, again, like 0% down. I know lenders can give you an equity kickback. So after you close, you can get back money, which is almost like a reverse closing in a way. So there are tons of ways to structure deals. Now, that being said, though, if you have a creative agent on your side, you have more opportunities. My biggest savings to date in residential real estate have been $361,000 on one house, plus 40K concessions. My biggest savings for commercial real estate, like storage units, apartment complexes, was $1 million. So the ranges there is massive. But here's the kicker. Most times, people only ask for a discount on the ask price. So if it's at $1 million, say, hey, give me 20K, 30K off. And again, I have a whole video up above that breaks down exactly what to offer on the property, because it's way more complex than just, the house down the street is at this price, I want to offer this price. Way more goes involved with that, where I can save my clients so much money, because I know exactly how to use data against the seller's agent to get the best deal. But instead of asking just off the ask price, we want to ask for concessions. A concession is given to us by the seller team saying, hey, the house is worth $1 million. I'm allowed around 3 to 6% of the home value in forms of concessions. So if my first house I'm buying is $700,000 now for FHA, I could say, hey, give me 3%, which is around $21,000 back in seller's concession, plus $10, $20, $40, $50,000 off the ask price. And now I can use that to either pay for closing costs or even buy down the rate from the 6-7% we have currently in 2025 to a 5-4%. And these works in a couple of ways. It could be either a whole term for the whole entire 30 years, or it could be for the next 2-3 years, and so forth. There are ways to structure that as well, save you more money. And these are kind of all the costs you can expect. But again, if you're thinking you have $100,000, $200,000, $1 million to buy a property, you don't. It all depends on where you're at currently and how you structure the deal itself. The concession will be given to you at closing in forms of a credit that you can now use for closing costs and so forth. Another strategy you can do too is you buy a new home, which is new construction, with an agent helping you as well for more negotiations. The same thing applies. A lot of them already have closing costs as a package to give to you, that you can buy a home with nothing down or a couple $1,000 and so forth. So owning a property may not be as far as you think it is. And you want more help, more support, and a whole walkthrough on what to expect when buying or selling, down below, link in the description or the first comment. Have a call with me directly. We can walk you through the whole process and how we help you save or make an extra 5 to 6 figures when buying or selling houses. Again, my biggest savings to date is $361 for residential. Biggest income extra for my seller clients have been $152,000 within 2 days. We are from the best agents in the country. So we want to help you with all of those. Down below, how to call with me directly, how to get that started. And if you want more support and more training down below of a whole guide about all things buying real estate, what to expect, what to offer, and so much more. And up above this video, you'll love too, even more context on the whole process moving forward. As always, thanks for watching. For the best day yet, I'll see you at the top. Happy to have you here.